Welcome. Hello to the Parsec Accelerator info webinar on OpenCall2. Thank you very much for joining this session today. So you will learn more about the Parsec Accelerator and how to participate on the OpenCall2. I'm Nefeli Politisteriou from Evenflow, and together with my colleague Ruta Skuna, we will facilitate the session. So let me start by presenting you today's agenda. So we will start with Mr. Emmanuel Pajot from ERSC. He's coordinating the Parsec Accelerator and will give an introduction about the acceleration program and how it supports innovation fueled by Earth observation. Then we will move to Ms. Stasha Stoikov from the Bioscience Institute, who will give more insights about the OpenCall2 and the application process, which will run until the 20th of June and includes also the Parsec demo days on the 2nd and 3rd July. And then we will move to Ms. Carla Marquez from Bevecon, who will give a brief overview of the Parsec first stage beneficiaries and show you how you can meet your match in order to apply for OpenCall2, followed up by Ms. Veronica Borienko from ERSC, who will give a quick walkthrough on the Parsec matchmaking platform where you can find your potential partners to form a consortium. So at the end, we will have almost 20 minutes where our presenters will happily answer all of your questions. Please also note that as we want to hear from you and learn more about you, we will be popping up some questions like a small poll during the presentations, and your feedback is really appreciated there. So Emmanuel, if you are ready, the floor is yours.
Great, so I will share my screen. Done. So thank you. I imagine you can see my screen. Thank you.
Yes, we can.
For being so numerous joining this this webinar about Parsec Accelerator. My name is Emmanuel Pajot. I'm project manager at the European Association of Remote Sensing Companies. And as I said before, I'm Parsec project coordinator. So I'm really happy to be involved in this great project dedicated to helping European SMEs to develop. Most of you are probably at home, working remotely. Most are employees. Some are entrepreneurs, and you wonder how your company will continue its activity. Which new market is mature enough to integrate new EO product and services? Which EO service can really answer the challenge, the need of the customer. And this is what Parsec aims to support you. Some of you are not Earth observation companies. And because we received several times this question, I need to confirm our definition of this Earth observation in the context of this project. Earth observation means satellite based. It could be from medium resolution, it could be from high resolution, it could be optical or SAR. It could be based on even a pre-processed added value EO services, but it has to be based on image, not to say data, acquired by satellite. The Earth observation sector is in a very good health. Over the last 12 years, the Earth observation market presents an increase in the number of companies, increase in the number of employees, increase in the global revenues. And this really highlights that Earth observation service providers are delivering currently service which really fit the need of their customer. But there is still a lot of needs and expectation and opportunities to work on this, especially with the recent new capabilities from the acquisition side and the processing side. Earth observation is really about opportunities, actually. When we design Parsec, we design it for food, agriculture, environmental, and energy. And yes, We did it because they were at the top, it was the top 4 markets at this time. On the previous survey we published last September highlight that they are still among the top markets. We can see some change, for example, the slight decrease of the oil and gas market, but at the opposite, we can see an increase in the alternative or renewable energy. It's a really positive sign for the EU Green Deal. So Parsec is targeting really significant and mature market for you. But this market is changing. This market is changing because if market remains more or less the same, the Earth observation ecosystem has really changed drastically. In terms of acquisition, number of sensors, satellites, constellations. About platforms, platforms are nowadays a key component to access the data, process it. And companies are developing much more automated processing actually in order to deliver services, in order to deliver especially online services. Another change is about the customer, not in terms of typology of customer, but location. Most of companies in the EU are selling about, let's say, 70% of their services in Europe. The biggest part is in the domestic country. But there is an increase in the other sales in other countries in Europe. So Europe globally is a big market for you. But it's not only this European focus. Europe is selling much more services in North America with an increase of 50% for the last 2 years. So it's so significant. So this is why Parsec is about platforms, yes, to acquire, to process, to combine, but also to promote your services. As a trade association, when we discussed with a lot of companies, and we noted different pillars where companies need help. When we design, I mean ERSC and our partners, AVSN, Biosense, Bivicon, Draxis, Eversys, Evenflow, Geomatrix, and Rasdaman, we designed a path for this, a path to access to market, how to connect with a specific market, which market is more promising, how to access to knowledge, for example, how to improve your knowledge to develop a business model, how to interact with new investors, in order to access to technology, especially for the companies who are not really pure Earth observation players, but not only. And then, and it's important too, of course, access to capital, providing you with funds. So we design a path with 2 phases. Currently, we are in the phase 1. It means that it started in September 19 with the Open Call 1, and we received 348 applications. It's gorgeous. And based on the peer-to-peer review, 100 winners were selected. We call them the 100. And they are currently in the first phase, and they receive a first set of support. But now we are talking about the Open Call 2, because it started just a few weeks ago, but we opened the Open Call 2 a few weeks ago. And during this Open Call 2, the current Parsec beneficiaries may team up, form a consortium with other beneficiaries, that's right, but they may also look for external partner, looking for specific skills they do not find, looking for a specific country maybe, or a specific topic of services. So it is a real opportunity for all companies, for new companies to enter into the Parsec ecosystem because you didn't apply before, because you weren't selected. This is an opportunity for you. An opportunity to get fund, yes, that's true. It's obvious. Fund is an important pillar, and we will provide more than 2.5 million of equity free. But Parsec is not only about money. Parsec is about company. We will get support, coaching, access to network, benefit from network, access to technology tools. And this is what we call the business catalyst. And within Parsec, you will have access to 3 business catalysts. So the first one is about big data, because we understood it is something which is really relevant for a lot of companies. And we will have access to a set of tools in order to really have an easy access, an easy way to process and to collect useful information to develop your service on top of. And this is provided by Rasdaman and Geomatrix. The second one is about in situ data hub. it is clear that a lot of companies actually really would like to compare, to combine Earth observation and local in-situ data, field data. On this data hub, we provide you with a free and open source data repository in order to combine these informations. And this is provided by Draxis. And the last one is EOMall. EOMall provided by Eversys. It's an online marketing platform in order to promote your service, in order to reach out, to identify, to be identified by a customer, because it is really challenging for companies to be visible. We think that online services is a really good path to. So as a conclusion, I would say, learn during this project, be creative, be open, find a partner, develop your business idea, and obviously stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Emmanuel, for a nice introduction of the program. If Stasa is ready, we can give the floor to her.
Yes, I'm ready. Hello, everyone from me as well. However, I cannot start sharing screen while the other participant is sharing. That is the notification I'm receiving.
Thank you, Emmanuel.
Okay, let's start now. Hello, everyone. My name is Stasha. I have been briefly introduced earlier by both Nevelli and Emmanuel. Thank you. I work at the Biosense Institute as a project manager. We as a research and development institute are primarily focused on working at the intersection of ICT and agriculture. However, when we work with innovation, we do not only look at the research part, we also look at the business side. And as you might have noticed, OpenCall 2 is not only targeting the fields of work where our research is based, but also the business side, which is why I'm happy to be presenting this OpenCall 2 for you. What I will cover today is primarily all you need to know about the OpenCall 2 in terms of eligibility, some basic eligibility criteria and where to find more information, what this is all about pitching at the demo day. So this is not just an application like it was for OpenCall 1 with the video. Here we have a demo day as well. And I will run through the pitch deck template, which is something that you will need to submit as part of your application. Hopefully we will have enough time for everything. So the OpenCall 2, as you have heard, is now officially open. We started a couple of weeks ago, and the deadline to apply is June 20th. I'm receiving also the polls here. I'm sorry, just move them to my different screen. Who are we looking for? We are looking for 15 consortia. This is a big difference compared to the first call. Now we are looking for teams. And as Emmanuel has said, they're not just teams of the 100 members that we have selected. They're also teaming up with external participants, which is why we are hosting this webinar today. And we're awarding up to 100,000 euros per consortium. So even though we're selecting a few, the reward is quite high. And we hope that this will support the newly formed teams to truly develop solutions that can enter the market. It is not just up to you to decide entirely how to divide the funding. The minimum one of the partners in a consortium can get is 25,000 and the maximum is 50,000. However, this is still quite, hopefully quite a useful amount of money for everyone to work on their services. And as we've said, they need to be based on Earth observation in the way that Emmanuel has defined this sector for everyone today. The deadline is once again June 20th at 5 p.m. and no applications received after the deadline will be taken into consideration. So make sure that you are following this. What we are also looking for in the consortia is that they need to have 2 to 4 partners, so a minimum of 2 and a maximum of 4, and they need to fulfill the eligibility criteria. There is quite a long section on what is considered eligibility here for Parsec in our guide for applicants that you can find on Parsec website. So please make sure you have read this document before going anyway, before proceeding with your application. Then we come to this part of a cross-border and or cross-sectoral consortium. I would like to take a brief moment to explain this so that you're aware of this and that you don't think of this as something too complicated. In order to empower truly European partnerships, we want the newly formed consortia to either work with a partner in a different country. So if you are based in Germany and your partner is based in Italy, this is perfectly fine and this fulfills eligibility. However, if both you and your partner are based in Germany, then you need to look at this cross-sectoral element. And what we mean by this is that you need to team up with somebody who is working in a different sector. So let's say that you are a startup working specifically with Earth observation technologies, while there is somebody currently working in the field of environment, but without using any Earth observation technologies at all. This is already a qualification for a cross-sectoral consortium. So think of ways that you and your partners can enrich each other and the way you work. And that is what we're looking for in terms of new partnerships and new teams. Once again, you compare to the first open call, where we were looking for good ideas and people with competence and vision. This time we are looking for very specific Earth observation technology, and this needs to be integrated into your solution. Finally, we have the three sectors: agriculture, environment, and energy, as Emmanuel has pointed out. We did not select these randomly or because we specifically like them. They're selected because of the high potential that they're showing in the market and the way Earth observation can be combined with them. So you need to address the need that has been set by this open call. I will just briefly say something about finding consortium partners, as this will be taken up later by my colleagues in the webinar. But as you have noticed, we have many times now mentioned the 100 Parsec. These are the winners or the top 100 that have been selected through Open Call 1. They have the opportunity to either pair up among each other, but also we are open to external SMEs, which is where this webinar comes in and which is where we want to encourage you to pair up with the 100 Parsec, especially since many of them will be looking for something very specific that they need in order to truly develop their product or service, and that is something they might not be able to find among the 100 beneficiaries. Everything is done through this platform called BRELA that I guess Carla will cover in more detail. And then we as consortium partners are at your disposal for answering any questions or doubts regarding potential matchmaking. What is applying for the open call to actually like? Here is a bit of a step-by-step illustration. I've mentioned before that there are some documents that you need to read, and I would really encourage you to do so, as many details are outlined there, both in terms of what comes now in the application phase, but also what comes after in case you're rewarded the 100,000 euros among the 15 winning consortia. Then you need to find the partners through the matchmaking services. Together with the partners, you need to work on developing your idea. Maybe you already have something in mind, maybe they already have something in mind, but the final product needs to be a matter of your collaboration. Once you have that, you can work on filling in the pitch deck. I will run through it as I've promised. That is the template to apply. In a way, this is the template that you will need to use to submit your written application, after which you will have the demo day, which comes after. In the meantime, you will also receive some additional documents that might need to be signed. And then you cannot miss the deadline in order to be able to pitch at the demo day. The demo day itself, as any startup competition, we are thinking of everything that needs to be included in the process. We did plan for a demo day, a physical in-person event in Brussels. However, due to the current situation with the coronavirus, any information regarding the demo day might be subject to change. We as partners are working on finding the best possible solution. So don't worry, you will be informed about the format and the date and the time early on. And we will take into consideration both safety measures, but also what would make more sense in order to truly make this a good event for everyone. However, no matter the form of the demo day, there are some things that will probably stay the same. And that is that you will have 10 minutes to pitch your idea using the template. But also within the 10 minutes, you will need to include a demonstration. We will want to see what is it that you are developing, what kind of product or service. So make sure that you have a demonstration ready. You will not be evaluated by peers this time. You will be evaluated by a jury of experts. And this means that we will invite competent people who have experience and expertise across these sectors that we're looking at. And that will also have some kind of potentially investor or VC background, so that in total we have a real image of who these most innovative startups and entrepreneurs are that we are selecting. There will be evaluation criteria. However, I want to emphasize that while this is the criteria that you will be now assessed upon and that each evaluator will have in front of them, compared to the first one where you were having the video pitch, here the difference is that you also need to really sell your idea. So think of this whole experience as a combination of pitching to proper startup investors and submitting an application form in the form of your pitch deck. So your audience will want to hear not only what your product is about, but also about your passion, your drive, what is it that motivates you. And some of the things they will be looking at is your ability to execute. And by this, we mean how competent you are to truly deliver what you're promising. The recent performance of the company, but not only one, but all in the consortium. So have you received anything prior to Parsec? Have you received some investment? Have you been part of a different competition? The roadmap, so where are you going and how sound is this plan? Will you really be able to achieve everything that you're promising? Business growth potential. So this is something all investors look at. How can you truly scale what you're talking about? Is there really a potential for growth? The product market fit. Is there a need for what you're developing, or are you developing it just because you think that this technology research is leading somewhere? We're not looking into research, we're looking into business ideas. Customer segment definition. Who is it that you're targeting? Who will be your future customers? How will you reach them? So here is the marketing plan. So what are your strategies? What is your business model? Are you B2B? Are you B2C? What is the way you will generate revenue? And finally, there will also be some points on your presentation skills. So since this is a pitch and a pitching competition in a way, the stage part and the way you present your idea also comes into account with the final number of points. The pitch deck is a relatively simple template. It has 10 slides, and we have created the template in order to ensure coherency, as this is also a form of reporting, and we still need to be able to show that the funding is being allocated in a way that is fair towards everyone, and that everyone is receiving equal treatment. What this means is that within each slide, you can adjust anything you want in terms of design, colors, way of putting together the information. However, you need to respond to each of the titles on the slides as it is. You cannot change that. You cannot change the order of that. And you need to keep the tagline as it is said now with the project has received funding. So some of your options are limited. However, there is still possibility to change things. As every presentation, it will start with an introductory slide where you will write the name of your company, your presenters, maybe your idea, your product or service. And then you will go into the problem statement. And here you want to get the attention of your audience, explaining what is the problem that you're truly trying to solve. So as I said, we're not looking for research solutions, we're looking at market solutions, and there needs to be a problem that your solution will address. Once you have that, you move to the solution. And here is a bit of this product market fit. How does the solution you're developing connect to the problem you have identified? Then you move to the market, and here you need to define your market. So whether it is the total obtainable market, whether it is what you're looking at currently, what is the total potential, this is up to you to analyze and to fill in. Then you need to define your customers. And as you might notice, all these slides are also reflected in the evaluation criteria. So if you follow each of the slide titles nicely, you will also be able to address all the needs that the evaluators will be looking at. Here you need to As I said, define your customers, and then you need to show us what the business model will be. How is it that you will generate revenue? Moving on, you can also work on your marketing plan. So what is it that you're going to do? What are some strategies? What works? Is it only social media, or is it, if it's farmers, door to door? What are some of the campaigns you will do? This is up to you. Then there is the roadmap, which goes into the one of the evaluation criteria, as you might remember, that you need to have all your milestones clear, and that the evaluators need to see that your plan is feasible and that the roadmap is in a way clear. And then finally, we move to the team part, where you should present who you are, what your experience and expertise is. And this goes into the ability to execute. So really making sure that you, the way you formed your consortium reflects your true competences and shows the jury that you are the best team to together execute the idea that you have developed. Then there is a thank you slide, after which you can engage in a Q&A with the audience or with the jury, actually, and that's where it ends. This is also everything from me. Once again, feel free to reach out in case anything is unclear, and I will also be here for the Q&A.
Thank you very much, Stasha, for this very insightful overview of the open call and how to apply. I think now we can move to Carla to show how you can find most suitable partner for you and for your idea in order to participate in the open call too. Carla, the floor is yours.
Hi, thank you. I would like to give briefly the floor to Lara, who is launching right now the polls.
Yes, thank you. We also have 2 more questions for you, but I can see it's already working. Yeah, let's just take your time for a few seconds and answer the first question about your motivation to join the Parsec Accelerator. And I already can see a lot of answers. And there's going to be a second real quick question afterwards.
Great, thank you, Lara.
All right. All right. Thank you, Lara. Now I should go to share my screen with you to continue with the presentation. I think you're seeing the wrong one right now, right? Or is it right?
No, unfortunately, no. We can see the presenter mode still.
Okay.
Yes.
Now?
Yes, now it's okay.
Okay, thank you very much. So if we are done with the polls for the moment, I will continue with my presentation. My name is Carla Marquez. I work for BWCon in Germany. And I will tell you some insights about who are the 100 Parsec beneficiaries and how to meet your match. All right, so as we said, Open Call 2 is the opportunity for SMEs and startups to join the Parsec Accelerator ecosystem and to interact with its current members. But this is why you first need to know who are our current beneficiaries, or as we call them, the 100 Parsec. And these startups and SMEs come from the accelerator's target sector and represent 31 different countries from the eligible countries. As you know, in order to apply for the second open call, external SMEs or startups have to team up with one of these 100 Parsec and form a so-called consortia, either cross-sectoral or cross-border, from 2 to 4 members. And finding the right partner to team up is a critical step for a startup to succeed within the program. So these are our 3 main sectors. I hope you see my screen. rightfully. And one thing that we notice is that the 100 Parsec beneficiaries demonstrated a common goal of using more efficient and sustainable methods by exploring approaches at the forefront of technology, innovations such as, for example, AI. So first question for 100 Parsec, what do they do, or where do they come from? Most of them come in or are interested in solutions regarding environment. Then 31% come from the Earth observation sector, sorry. And then also a significant part of them come from the food sector. Then we have energy and other important sectors. We are really satisfied that this prospect for cross-sectoral synergies within this Parsec accelerator are very strong due to the diversity and expertise of backgrounds that we could see. Parsec 100 includes startups and SMEs working in different fields, such as, for example, just to name some, ocean, snow or binary monitoring, prediction of river flows, tracking of food supply chains, improving urban planning and mobility, waste management, beekeeping, enable energy transition. So colorful is our 100 Parsec beneficiaries. The countries where they come from, so you can see an overview, and in the reality, most of them come from Germany and Spain, but also from as a variety of 31 countries, as you can see: United Kingdom, Serbia, Italy, France, Belgium, just to name you some. And maybe the most important question for you is, what are they looking for? So here I brought to you some examples of some of their requirements in terms of a partnership. And for example, some of them are looking for high-tech expertise, drone manufacturers, operator, new technology and organizational approaches. This is really, it varies from company to company. And for example, we can see also some keywords in the matchmaking platform that we are using, and we will speak about that in a moment. The top 5 keywords are environment, pollution and climate, the European market, agriculture, knowledge exchange, and exploitation. So this is, we will speak about this matchmaking platform that we are using to bring together our 100 Parsec to possible external SMEs or startups like you. And in this matchmaking app, you could find some announcement like this one, for example. This would be the keywords that they are using, then where the company operates or the markets that they plan or they are currently targeting, and then what are they looking for example, in a brief description of the company. So also a really important question for you, how to connect with the so-called 100 Parsec. Responding to the COVID pandemic and its development, this matchmaking process that us as Parsec Consortium have foreseen had to be changed and redesigned to ensure an entirely online matchmaking process, which not only makes this open call accessible to all SMEs from eligible countries, but also ensures that the innovation process can safely continue during this period. That for sure affects everyone. And the Open Call tool is an opportunity for you to join the Parsec Accelerator and interact with its members. And this, as we said, is being enabled by our matchmaking platform that should bring together the current 100 winners with you, external companies or startups. So if you are one of the startup or SMEs who is willing to innovate in either food, energy, or environment using Earth observation technology, then this is what you need to do. First, you will have to visit the Parsec website if you don't know it yet. And you can find there the 100 Parsec list under the applicant section that is here, if you see my cursor, to get a first glimpse or overview of the companies that are represented there. And then the second step, you should meet your match via Brella, which is our matchmaking app that Veronica from EARTH will explain right now. And this is a matchmaking platform which is powered with artificial intelligence. So the 100 Parsec are already there. You can meet them already there. They have registered with their profiles and they are waiting to meet their perfect matches. So yeah, please join this platform where you can find hopefully the rightful partners to develop your idea forward. So this is all from my side, and Veronica will give you all you need to know about this matchmaking platform, Brella, and how to get access to it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Carla. Now we have 2 more questions for you. We are curious about what is important for you in your potential Parsec partnership. I think you all can already see the poll again. And then we have a second quick question, and then we move on to Veronica. Yep.
Thank you very much. Just a second. Okay, I hope you can.
Yeah, take your time. I think there's still
Okay, sure.
There's still a lot of people answering the poll.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. All right, and then we move on to the second question, and this one is gonna be a real quick one.
No worries.
Yeah, we want to know if it's challenging. Do you think finding a suitable partner for your consortium will be challenging for you? And now you can see it.
And then Veronica will come and show you how
Yes,
it will be easier and not so challenging, maybe.
Exactly. All right, I think you can start.
Okay, thank you very much. So as I was introduced, I'm Veronica Borejko from European Association of Remote Sensing Companies. And today I will give you a quick insight into our matchmaking platform. So basically to explain to you what is the process and how can you join the 100 Parsec. So basically I would like to give you this this overview of the platform, because we already have 171 users on our matchmaking platform. And if you want to join the Open Call 2 and join 100 Parsec, we have 137 representatives, because for each of the company, for some of the companies, we have more than just one representative, more than just one user, and actually they're joining every day. So for sure you will find a suitable partner. Also, we have already 253 accepted meetings requests. If you already know Brella and if you're a little bit familiar with that, you can request meetings to start contact, touch with other user of the platform. So that means that we already have that many connections. What's more, 109 users already scheduled their meeting and are already more in touch than just touching. And 87 users were active already this week, even though it's already Tuesday. So just to let you know that this is very active platform. We have very responsive users. So I'm sure they will facilitate you getting to know them better and looking for at the right partner. So how to join our Parsec Brella? I would like to introduce you to use this QR code if you're now having your phone somewhere next to you. If not, I will try to send you now the link in the chat. So you don't have to use any particular tools here. You have the link. I just sent it in the chat. You should see it on your screen in Zoom options, depending on what settings did you use. I don't want to say if on the top or on the bottom. It depends on your preferences. But basically, this QR code will send you, or this link will send you to our registration form, not directly to Brella. So just to let you know. What is the registration form? I hope you already managed to use the QR code. If not, please go to the chat. Because this link or QR code sends you to exactly this, this registration form. It's just for us to make sure that we'll be able to contact you and send you the invitation link to Brella. So first, the step is that you just give us the needed information so that we can get in touch with you. You have also here links to beforehand mentioned guide for applicants, so you can check if for sure your company is based in the eligible country or if you're the right legal entity. But don't worry, it's for us to know and also for you to check. It's not for you to getting rejected for just matchmaking, because I know that some of the potential participants contacted me that they're in the process of establishing their company. Yes, you can join the platform now. Just remember that to take part in Parsec and to apply, you need to have a legal status of small and medium-sized enterprise. And just to make sure, because we had a few comments that it's difficult to find those, there are special buttons to be clicked to submit the form. So remember to submit it, not just to fill it out, but also to submit it. And it's the same for the version you can see on your laptops. So there is an arrow on the right side. So please remember to fill it out and then to send it. After that, you will receive an email from us with an invitation to join Parsec Matchmaking. It will contain both links to Brella, but also the join codes. Because what is important, if you're familiar with Brella, you will be able to join new event. As you can see here, these are the events I have joined on my profile, and you have also the, oh, let me see if it works. Yes, it works. So you can also join a new event, and here we will ask you for the join code, which you will receive in the email. Then you can go to Parsec Matchmaking and explore it. So here you will have this, as Carla mentioned, artificial intelligence-based list of people, because basically basing on your preferences, which you can choose, as you can see on the screen, depending on your interests and so on, you can look for people who will be most suitable for you. So Brella will use all the data you provided and all the data other users provided to show you the list with particularly the ones you're looking for. And then you can see the overview depending on what did they decide to share with you. And many of them use the websites of their companies, social media, so you can have a bigger overview than just information on their profile, as you can see. You can suggest a meeting here. This is the important part, because without suggesting the meeting, you cannot start an interaction with another user. When another user accepts you, you will have in this chat, you will have all the accepted or pending contacts, and you will be able to simply chat as or any communicator. So basically text and so on. But most importantly, I think nowadays, and especially in these extraordinary circumstances, you are able to have a call directly, a video call directly on Brella. So you don't have to exchange any Skype or numbers. You can directly have a call here in Brella. What's important for you is 100 Parsec tab. Here you have the overview of all 100 companies which are already in Parsec Acceleration Program. You can look by name, you can scroll through them. Many of them provided their descriptions, as I said before, their websites, and further contact details. For each of the companies, you can see who is the representative, choose the one you want to get in touch with, and schedule a meeting. You cannot schedule the meeting with a particular company, but with a representative. So then you, as I showed you before, you can start a chat and ask about the cooperation options. Of course, if the AI doesn't work in your account, I mean, doesn't work, if you think that it's not suitable in your account, you can change your preferences. In more, you can get all the updates when we start to post there all the important information. So if there are any changes, you will be informed. And here you will have the list of all the people you can matchmake with. So what is important is that you can use the profile you already have on Brella. You can establish a new one. You can resign and delete your account. Just try it and join. But of course, first through our registration form. One more thing I would like to inform you about is that we're now updating the Brella. So you will be able to learn even more about the companies, especially to focus on what partners are they looking for, so that it's easier for you to look for the most suitable partner. Of course, now, once again, the QR code. Also, you can find a link on our website, on Parsec website, in the tab for applicants. And of course, now me and the rest of panelists, we are available for your questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Veronica, for a detailed walkthrough of the Brella platform. We hope it was very clear for you. So now we can move to your questions.
Maybe just very first one that I've seen just in relation to what Veronica explained. So about this, about the form, Veronica, can you please just let know how much of a delay there is between they fill out the form and they receive the invitation? There's some delay as far as I am.
Can you hear me now? Yes, I mean, honestly, it kind of depends on the flow of applications, because if we're receiving many at one day, then there is a slight delay. We're sorry for that. At the moment, we're checking even more often. So I think that from now on, from this week, we should be able to send you the invitation the following day. Of course, I don't promise that you will receive it on the weekends or holidays, but during the weekdays, we'll try to send it to you the next day.
Thank you, Veronica. That was clear enough.
And of course, if you submitted the registration form and you haven't received anything, please let us know. Contact us by the Parsec info. Yes, exactly. Our generic email you can find on our website. Maybe there are some technical problems. Maybe the submit button didn't work or something. Just let us know in case we'll register you once again.
Thanks, Veronica. Ruta, can we move to the next question, or you have another one for Veronica? Okay. So the first question we see here in the Q&A section is, what kind of company size are you aiming this at, pre-product, pre-revenue, scaling? Emmanuel, I think you can answer, or Veronica, this question.
Well, this project aims to support SMEs. So we define the GAT for applicant, the condition for this, but it is dedicated to SMEs.
And the exact definition can be found also on the Parsec website, right?
Exactly.
Perfect, thank you. So next question is, Dear Parsec, from Natalia Karova. I hope I'm saying this right. Could we apply for a solution serving primarily a health sector? It seems a global priority right now with COVID-19 pandemic. Thank you. So Emmanuel, what could we say about this one?
My first view is that health, if you can link it to environment, could be eligible. But you will have to make a link with one of the three pillars which have been defined for Parsec.
Okay, so we hope you find a way, and we would really like to see that happening. So next question is, can a company be part of more consortiums?
Only one consortium can be, one company can be only part of one consortium to avoid any issue if the consortium are selected and so on. So.
Okay, thank you. And from Mania Russo, hi, I'm in the process of looking for partners. Have I understood correctly that external companies 200 parsec can be accepted as part of a consortium?
Yes.
Yes. I think the girls, Carla and Veronica, gave us a very good, let's say, idea on how you can do that. And if I may add something, is that you can also see all of, as Carla mentioned, all the 100 parsec on the applicants page on the parsec website, where we also have the contact details of all the winners. So you can also, if you want, and you know already who you want to contact, you can also send an email there. And there are no more questions on the question and answer, but Ruta, yes, yeah. I see you have more.
Yes. So from the chat, there has been a question about the difference between using Earth's observation business catalyst from the parsec, and that the Earth observation services are provided by one of the partners. So are both options possible in consortia creation, or one of the two options has to be preferred?
We invite companies to use a business catalyst, but it's just an invitation. It's not a strict requirement. So if you have the internal capabilities too, you can use it in your consortium. There is no restriction on this. But what we would say is have a look at the business catalyst. We think that they can provide you and maybe leverage some technical capabilities, your difficulties you may face. I think you can learn on this, use it as an opportunity. But there's no strict requirement on this. It's not part of the real criteria for the evaluation.
And also another interesting question came from the chat was also what was meant by demonstration at the demo day. So is Stasha still here? Do Stasha want to answer?
Yes, I'm still here. I just turned off my camera for better quality. Can you repeat the question?
So the question is about what is meant by demonstration during the pitching. So what is meant exactly by that?
So what is meant by that is that we want to see a visual presentation of what you are doing, whether it is a simulation, a video that is incorporated in your presentation. It really will depend on what you are exactly developing, whether you connect it to a platform that you are developing where you're reading data and analyzing it. But what is meant by a demonstration is actually a very practical presentation of what you are working on.
May I have also a question. Do they have to also demonstrate a service at the minimum TRL there during the pitch days?
So the minimum TRL is defined in the guide for applicants, and we have stated it is minimum 5 and between 5 to 7. However, that cannot be demonstrated in that sense at the pitching part, but it's something they need to have in mind when working on developing it.
Perfect, thank you. Do we have any more questions? We have one more I see. Is the funding free of equity? Yes, funding is free of equity. Ruta, is there any other question that you see in the chat?
No, there was also a question about whether there could be any links between the different companies that form the previous consortium, whether they come from the common mother company, and whether then they could be eligible for a consortium.
Well, in order to be eligible, you have to have a legal entity. So if you have two legal entities, then two companies belonging to the same headquarter or the company could apply. There is no restriction on this. We didn't integrate this in the guide for applicants.
Okay, good. We have another question from Tiding. If professor-student projects are based in USA, can be partner or not, please? USA is not an eligible country.
It is, but you can be a partner, but you will not receive funds for this.
True.
No, this project is really to support European SMEs, so that's why they need to have and to show that they have a legal entity in the countries we define. You have access to on the guide for applicants. So unfortunately, actually, US is not, and it is not for research. If the researchers are interested, maybe they have a spin-off in the university, which could be which could allow them to apply, but they need to find a scheme for this.
Okay, thank you. I think that's it. So thank you very much. I will share my screen so that all of you can see our accounts on the social media. If you want to join us, please feel free to do so. Okay, my computer refuses to show the presenter mode, but it's fine. Oh, there it is. So thank you very much for joining our webinar today. And we hope we answered all of your questions. Please join us in our social media. Let us know if you have any more questions. So please, you can write to us at info@parsecaccelerator.eu. And we remain at your disposal for anything further. And we hope to see you all in BRELA. Thank you again. Thank you to all the participants for their presentations. And we hope you all may remain safe until the next time. This webinar will be recorded and uploaded on the Parsec YouTube channel, so you can visit it anytime. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye.